Welcome back. This is the second video of Module 1, where I will discuss in detail the design, bid, build process. As I said in an earlier video, this is becoming a very popular method of an owner developing a construction project and getting it to the end result where it's delivered to the public or delivered as a a store or mall or street or whatever it is they're building, where it gets to a final finished product. This design, bid, build process is tending to be the one that is most popular today, as particularly when you start to climb up in value of the development of the project. And in other words, the millions of dollars, the more millions and millions of dollars spent, the more likely you're going to see a design, bid, build process. The design, bid, build project delivery method begins with an owner choosing generally an architect. Sometimes it's an architectural and engineering firm, and that engineering being civil engineering and or structural engineering. But most of the time it's a straight up architectural firm. Or if the firm has multiple disciplines like engineering, surveying, or architecture, they're generally just hiring the architect. With that architect, the architect will literally conceptually design and draw a building and a little bit of the site, make it look appealable. They'll present drawings to the owner. The owner will then approve the design. This is the design part of it. At some point, the architect may engage a surveyor or civil engineer for portions of this design process, but often not. Most of the time, they can do enough on their own without the help of another discipline to get them through the design process. Next comes the building of a team and putting out the bid, the design for a bid. At this point, they're looking for other professionals. The architect is looking for other disciplines at this point. So the architect is going to need, like I said, a civil engineer. They're going to need possibly or probably a structural engineer, although architects do a fair job of that on their own. They're also going to need surveyors. They're going to need mechanical engineers, electrical engineers. They're going to need all of that put in place with a design team to actually complete construction drawings that can, one, be permitted, and two, go out to bid. When those construction drawings are ready to go out to bid, they will solicit the bids from general contractors. The general contractors will have underneath them all of their subconsultants and supply chain necessary to deliver the building, and I'll call it a building, but deliver that project. And so the architect oversees this bid process with the owner's input. They select one of the general contractors. The general contractor is then awarded his contract and continues, or her contract, and can continue to now build the project. During that process of building, as far as this design bid process goes, the architect will continue to oversee the particularly the area of change orders that might come back toward the owner. The architect will also review the quality and inspect everything as it's being built. And they're also, at the end of this, when the architect is finished and you have a delivered project, the architect will be the one who administers the warranties. As you go back through and things begin to have a problem, or if something's warranted, you'll end up going back through the architect to administer those warranties, and the architect would go to the general contractor, and the general contractor may go to the particular sub-consultant. So that in a nutshell is the design build process. I probably didn't do it justice with regards to how detailed and convoluted it can be, but I think it gives you a nice overview of how this process really works, because it's a typical process for any sort of large construction project. The next video is going to talk about various forms of ownership and come from chapter 2 of your textbook.